Do you like my t-shirt, Kenny? I'm wearing it in honor of Ghost, whom we still haven't seen this season.
That he did get a mention, so...
It's not enough! Hi everyone, I'm Sandrine. Candy's here to talk about Eastwatch episode 5 of season 7 of Game of Thrones. It's only 2 more episodes after this one. Before we jump into each places from this episode, I wanted to talk about Eastwatch being in the opening.
That was so cool.
We went to see Eastwatch. We're like, oh, we're going to Eastwatch.
I was, you know, I guess it kind of made up for the fact that we didn't see Casterly Rock or Highgarden.
That's true. Do they still have the Baratheon?
Yes, yes. Still have the Baratheon sigil on top of King's Landing.
Not sure why. Maybe
it's all along it has secretly been a Baratheon stronghold because Gendry was there the whole time! We will talk about Gendry in a bit.
Yeah.
We're going to start off with...
Old Town! And Sam, who is trying so hard to get people to listen to him and be like...
I don't know that I expected him to just back up and leave, but didn't you mention it? She was like... You notice whenever Sam leaves someplace, he steals something from that place.
That's Americ who said that.
Oh, was it Americ?
Yeah, it was Americ.
I don't like giving Americ credit for things, so I'm giving it to you.
I also kind of felt it was a little bit rushed. Like, did he just grab random scrolls all over the place, or was like?
I don't think it was random. I think he got exactly what he needed.
Did he know what he needed? Like, was it that quick that he was able to find what he needed? It just felt like a really extensive library of things he just brought like this small pack.
Yes, there was a lot of time skipped over this episode and people going places and doing things. That's and
true.
Being other places. So a lot of time has happened.
That's true.
I mean, maybe Cersei's had 3 children by the time they actually made it up to the...
And her hair is still the same
And her hair is... Well, that's her choice.
That's her choice.
It's an artistic choice. You can choose... Well...
Is it her choice?
Look, if Lena wants the short hair, Lena gets the short hair. Lena gets what she wants.
In other news, we got a big revelation also in this episode from Gilly, who's just randomly going like, do you know how many stairs the Citadel has? Do you know how many windows the Septon has?
Do you know how many times this maester has pooped? I can tell you this.
Also, Rhaegar Targaryen really married Lyanna Stark, not Mormont.
They didn't actually name her, but yes.
But we just,
Jon is officially, now the secret can be told, Jon is a Targaryen. A legal one.
Illegal. He's legitimate.
Yeah.
He has legitimacy.
That's huge. And it sounds like whatever.
It's a big deal.
It is a big deal for the overall story.
It is. Which means he probably has a better claim than even Daenerys.
Yeah, he's
She's not gonna be happy.
Well, please.
He probably doesn't even want it.
He doesn't. Yeah, Jon doesn't want it.
Moving on to Winterfell, where the lords are getting a little bit annoyed with Jon being away, and they're like, Sansa, maybe you should be like queen in the north, maybe.
I don't know what their gripe is. This is a little shoehorned to me. Like, come on. So he went down to treat with the queen. We know if they're sending messages back and forth that at least he's alive. So what's the big deal? They don't need him to hold their hands.
That's true.
Bronze Yohn Royce like, hold my hand, please, Jon. Get out of here.
I feel like probably it was like a setup so that, then Arya can be a little mad at her for not really defending Jon, and there's this whole conflict that's happening because Arya thinks that Sansa does want to be in charge. And, I'm sure there is part of her that does want that, and that's why we're all like, is she going to betray Jon? Is she not going to betray Jon? And then Littlefinger probably also sees that and is trying to kind of pull her on that side, like come to the dark side.
Littlefinger, I told you he had one big move left to make. And it looks like this is what he's doing. He's going to be pitting sister against sister, drive a wedge in between them, and who knows what he's going to do there. But yeah, Littlefinger's gone on to, he's Littlefingering Arya now, I guess. So,
yeah.
I am Team Sansa completely on this one. I've always been Team Sansa.
Right.
But come on, Arya's, she's really reaching here. And
I agree.
And Littlefinger sees her reaching, and he's just pulling her by the nose, little ring there. Come on. And so we'll see where that leads. I think it's just I think it's kind of trumped up And I don't think it's going to lead to Arya betraying Sansa or vice versa. I think they will settle their differences over Littlefinger's corpse.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I do love Littlefinger, so I don't really want him to die. But I feel like eventually it's going to catch up to him.
Well, I wanted him to have one big move left over. Yeah. It's a move.
It's a move, not the big move.
Not a big move, but, we'll see. Yeah. Maybe he has something else going, so we'll see.
And of course, now we have to go to the aftermath of the battlefield. Jamie's alive. Yes. Bronn apparently has super strength and pulled him up from the water.
Is there anything
with his
Bronn
full armor?
Can't do? Yes. And Jamie's still mad at Bronn. I'm like, come on, Jamie, let it go. He saved your life.
It's true. He's like,
twice.
I could have died. I was like, I feel like if I hadn't done it, you would have definitely died. I do love the fact that Bronn is like, yeah, you guys are fucked with those dragons. Like, I'm gonna be out of here. I'm not gonna stay for this, but good luck.
And then he did stay though, because later in King's Landing.
Well, I don't think he meant he's gonna go now. I think he meant when things kind of get.
Was he gonna wait for the dragon to be over the city?
Well, he's waiting for Jamie to first of all give him his castle. Why not? And then he's gonna be like, "Hey, your fight."
What did you think of the Tarly's demise?
Obviously, I'm like, oh, like, did we have to kill them? But I can see the logic in what Danny was saying is like, look, I'm giving you a choice and I'm going to follow through. Like I say what I mean. Right. And I mean what I say.
And if you don't follow through,
then, So, but I understand why Tyrion is uncomfortable with just killing people. I did see a little bit of a parallel. It's not the same thing, obviously, but I see a little bit of a parallel between Ramsay feeding people to his dogs and then her feeding the Tarlys to her dragon. They're both the babies. Oh, the difference is she at least gave him a choice. Right. Not a choice they liked, but they had a choice.
Ramsay didn't give people choices.
Ramsay was just like, I'm just gonna kill you and you and you.
Ciao.
But then all I could think was, oh, poor Sam who lost his family. And then I thought, oh wow, he's now head of the house because Tyrion is like, Dickon, don't do it. You're the last of your house. And I'm like, well, technically,
not really.
There's still Sam. Yeah. So Sam is now head of the house, which he might actually work out better for all the Tarlys.
Right. Yeah, really. He still had a sister too. His mother's still alive. Sister's still alive.
Right. No, I meant like in terms of like men.
Yes, male heirs, etc.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's the one who could lead the Tarly name.
House Tarly.
House Tarly, led by Sam. Yes, it's gonna be so much better. So in that way, I'm like, Didn't you want to do a shout out?
I do want to do a shout out. Quick shout out to my editor-in-chief, Sue, over at WatchersOnTheWall.com, your primary source of Game of Thrones news and information. Her one wish was to see Dickon Tarly shirtless before he died. He might have been.
He might have been.
I mean, just like that much, just a flash of it, like... And then, but you have to argue, did the flesh go before the armor? The armor may have actually outlived the flesh. So
that is true.
He was, let's just say that he ended up naked, and we'll agree there. So, Sue, I hope you enjoyed.
I hope you enjoyed. And now we're moving on to King's Landing. So Jaime is like, shit, I gotta tell Cersei that we're not gonna be able to win. And also... they find a way to kind of slip in the fact that Olenna admitted to killing Joffrey.
Right.
When she's like, Tyrion, he killed our father and our son. And he's like, well, he didn't actually kill Joffrey.
Right.
The only thing she can answer to that is still not, okay, well, I guess Tyrion is not as bad, obviously, because she just hates him regardless of whether or not he killed Joffrey.
Right.
All she could think is like, oh, you should have just tortured her
right.
instead of giving her the poison. That's really all she had to say about it.
But no, clearly Jaime's still in love with his sister, who, by the way, is pregnant.
Yes! And she's gonna tell everybody that he's the father this time. And I thought, well, he's never killing her. If anything, it's more likely that she would kill him. Because she says, never betray me again.
And what if he does?
Yeah. And she's even asking him, are you gonna, punish Bronn for betraying you? So she's just ripping away all the people that Jaime likes. Like, she hates Tyrion, she hates Bronn. I mean, she just wants him to be alone.
Can we have a Prophecy of the Valonqar update?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yes. Okay, so this is a prediction from Americ, who's not here right now.
Good riddance.
Good riddance. He has a prediction, which is interesting, actually, for once.
Hey, he's interesting at least a third of the time.
You know what? He actually had some good predictions this season, unfortunately. We're
tragically,
like,
he's right again.
A few things. Some of the things, though, were too crazy that happened, but some things he actually was right about. So his prophecy, his prediction is that, so the Valancourt prophecy is that, you want to...
Yes, the prophecy is that Cersei will be killed by the little brother, the younger brother. Basically, it's a. Now the interesting thing is that it hasn't exactly made an appearance yet in the show. So this is just a book thing. But there's a prophecy that says that Cersei will meet her doom at the hands of the younger brother. And she thinks that prophecy means Tyrion. Some people have surmised that, in fact, it means Jaime. But Americ said...
Oh, well, Americ said that now that we know she's pregnant, could it be that she would die in childbirth? That she's giving birth to another boy who's a younger brother to the other kids that she had, and it kills her while she gives birth. Yes. However, I think in the prophecy, though, it's supposed to choke her, right?
Yes, when the Valancourt wraps his hands around your throat. So it's, again, we're on Valancourt watch, but we're not really on Valancourt watch.
So...
It's an interesting thing.
It's an interesting theory.
Cersei goes through all these battles and then dies in childbirth, though.
Yeah. I don't know if I just want her to die in childbirth, though. I want it to be like a lot more like grandiose.
Her face needs to be melted by dragon fire. And I love Cersei.
I know.
But what did you think of Tyrion finally meeting Jaime face to face again?
I think it's an interesting timing because he also just learned that he didn't kill Joffrey. Poor Jaime. He is like stuck in the middle between his love for Cersei, his love for Tyrion, and he just can't just do anything about it. Like, he can't kill Tyrion, he can't kill Cersei. It's just like a tragic story for Jaime. Jaime has a really tragic
It's tragic, and it's a tragedy that's continuing because he's still with Cersei.
I know.
And there's like 80,000
That's what I'm saying.
fans going, why are you still with Cersei?
What did you think about it?
I
think that means you liked it.
I feel the thing is I feel I'm torn because I feel so bad for the way that Jaime is clearly being torn by all this stuff. Yeah. And again, Nikolai, he conveys it so well. But again, in the back of my head, I'm like, get away from Cersei.
Get away from Cersei.
Get away from her. She's poisoned. But he won't.
No. I know.
Especially
all
now.
Of this hasn't made him leave her, I don't think.
Oh, man. The fact that she's pregnant, you think that would save her from, like, death by Dany or something? Like, Dany has her dragon just about to eat Cersei's face, and Jaime's like, don't do it!
She's pregnant!
And Dany's like, okay. And then he says, with my child! Dany's like, nope! Eat both of them! Eat them both! Get them out of my sight!
I feel like, though, if anybody would understand, it would probably be Dany.
And then Jon goes, by the way, I may be a Targaryen. Dany, FML.
FML. Poor Dany. She struggled all this time just to be like, oh, I have a claim. Her claim's higher than yours.
And no.
If anybody objects to this crowning, I object. My father was your brother. Oh no, John. And Dany. It was like we were like sending that. It's like serious voodoo there.
It's prophecy.
Yeah. They both fell.
Why don't you have a Cersei figure back there?
I do, but she's on the throne. But then we also got Gendry! He's not wrong anymore. I love that they actually put that line in there. That was
total fan service that I 1,000% enjoyed. I was like, yes, good on you, Dave Hill.
I know.
Dave Hill, the bastard writer of the group of writers. Hill's it's a bastard name in Westeros. If you're named Hill or Sand or Snow, you're a bastard. So the writer is actually a bastard in Westeros. Therefore, we call him the bastard Dave Hill. All right, I'll shut up about that.
That's pretty cool. So Gendry is not only back, But he's ready to fight. He's like, oh, wait, I have a hammer. And then, of course, they had to figure out a way for us to see him use the hammer.
Oh, yeah.
So that then Davos can tell Jon, he can take care of himself.
I like that he was like, not just super ready to leave, but he even interrupted Davos's, Davos probably had this long speech prepared in his head. These are the reasons that you have to go. Oh. You're gone already. All right, lad.
And now we're back in Dragonstone with Dany returning with Drogon. And Drogon is smelling Jon. And we're all like, oh my God, this is the moment. This is the moment. And it was sort of a moment. It was sort of a moment.
There was a moment.
It was a moment. It was the moment.
In my head, it played out much cooler. Like, Drogon comes back. This is how, can I give you my moment? Drogon comes back because he's still irritable because he got shot in the chest. Yeah. So he's grumpy. He sees Jon. He's like, I'm going to go scare that little punk. He goes up and screams at Jon. And then Jon's like, oh, Drogon, big dragon, oh no. And Dany's like, bend the knee. And he's like, I'm not going to bend the knee. And then Rhaegal or Viserion flies up behind and lands behind Jon and goes, he's mine. And that's like a dragon's going.
Right. Probably not enough budget for this.
Yes. Well, that's, I'm
like, we're spending all the money on Drogon. We just can see the other ones flying in the back.
In the distance, yes. Drogon gets a lot of the budget.
He does. On the other hand, I would feel like this is probably more realistic, as much as realistic Game of Thrones could be, because then it's just convenient a little bit.
Very convenient.
Right? So that's why I kind of like that he was able to pet Drogon. Mm-hmm. And even Dany was like, huh. She's just like, because I'm guessing she's not the only person that has ever been able to pet Drogon, but very few people even dare to do it or try to do it or are able to do it.
Right, that's true. Like, in her head, I'm thinking, is she thinking, wow, no one's ever been able to successfully pet Drogon before? Or is she thinking, wow, no one's been stupid enough to ever try to pet Drogon before? Jon Snow, you know nothing. You have to know that you're not supposed to be able to pet dragons on the nose.
I think she was pretty like, damn, I like you. I like your style.
Oh, yeah. She was definitely feeling...
She was feeling Jon.
She was feeling Jon, and he was leaving.
She's like, he can handle my babies. That's the man I want to keep on my side.
But Jon, he's like tunnel vision.
He is.
He's like not noticing. It isn't that...
He isn't noticing.
That the way it is with guys all the time anyway.
Yeah, it's funny.
We're oblivious.
Jorah made it back.
Wow, we had
to Dany.
So many reunions. That was good.
Yeah, and then he's gone again.
He's gone again.
He's like, oh, I'm back. Oh, I can go. I can go and get a.
I feel I'm really nervous about this though, because that to me that looked like it looked like that was a farewell. That looked like a movie before one of them dies farewell.
And they had they did have some sort of closure to their relationship,
and,
right?
And even though I just spent time telling you how Jon Snow didn't notice Dany at all, he was looking just a little bit like
he's looking at.
He was like, they're awfully close.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I take it back. Jon has this much interest.
He's probably still just worried about the
That's true. That's how I read into it, but meanwhile, Jon's like, if we could read into his thoughts, it's just like strategy.
Maybe he was like, could he help us?
He looks a little old. Can he help us, really?
What do you think about their plan to bring a white to... So they want to bring a white, not a White Walker, right?
Right.
Like to King's Landing.
But a White Walker would be cooler. If they could get one, cooler. Right?
Can they even get one? I don't know.
Can it come from south of the wall? That's the question.
Because I think the hard thing is you have to catch it, but you have to keep it alive.
Right.
You have to keep it alive, but also restrained so it doesn't hurt you.
Right.
All the way to freaking King's Landing. I mean, can it survive? Can it survive in hot weather?
Can you muzzle it? Can you put a muzzle on it?
Yeah, I don't know. And can it survive in hot weather? Because they're bringing winter. So does it live if it's hot? Does it just kind of dissolve? I don't know.
Well, in season 1, again, they did bring 2 zombies, 2 whites, whatever. Yeah. That 2 Castle Black, and that's technically south of the wall.
Right.
And they rose up and tried to kill the old bear. So
right, but they were still cold weather there.
It was cold weather, yes.
That's why I'm like, well, does it change anything if you?
They'd probably rot faster.
Okay. What did you think about the meeting between Gendry and Jon? It was like, hey, I'm Robert Baratheon's bastard son. What's up?
You're a bastard.
Like, you're not supposed to say that.
You notice, though, he did the smart thing, and he wasn't like, I'm also really hot for your sister. Smart, right? Because, well, maybe he isn't really hot for his sister. I think Arya was more hot for him than he was. Because what? She was like 12 at the time, so it would be weird. But yeah, he didn't mention Arya at all. Let's go to Eastwatch. Let's finish strong.
We have, like, everybody meeting up. They get there. Tormund is like, bad idea. Also, is the big lady here?
Yes.
Like, no?
Did you bring the big lady? No, we just brought these ugly dudes.
But he's like, but we do have these 3 guys who also want to go beyond the wall. It's like the Hound, Beric Dondarrion, Thoros of Myr.
Yes.
And then I love how everybody kind of knows, like Gendry is like, I know them, they sold me out. And then Jorah is like, I know Thoros. And then Tormund is like, I know your father. And he tried to like, so everybody's like, I hate you, no, I hate you, no, I hate you. And then Jon is like, oh yeah.
The Hound's just like, just shut up. We're all going anyway. Cut to the chase. Typical Sandor. Cut to the chase.
Like,
what's happening? Okay, this is happening. Let's do this.
Yeah.
It's sort of like we talked about this. Sort of like getting a D&D group together. You have these different people with different skills, and putting a super team together. It's the Fellowship of the King in the North.
Although I think Fellowship of the King works better
because
King could be either
Jon
Snow, or it could be the Night's King.
Night's King.
Because Fellowship of the Ring was all about, getting the ring to Mordor. And this fellowship is all about trying to get like a white or the Night's King or something.
Fellowship of the Night's King.
Fellowship of the Night's King. Or
bring his ass back south. Boy, that would be a catch. They're like, Danny's like, you should bring a zombie. And Jon's like, I can do better than that. I'll bring the boss.
I feel like it would be very disappointing if it was so easy to catch a Night's King. Like, just send a few people. It's like, we got him. Show's over.
Yeah.
We don't need to do it season 8. We got it.
I expected the episode to be longer, though.
It was an hour.
It's not enough.
I know, but that's true. But the next 2 episodes are going to be long. The next episode is going to be 71 minutes, and I think the next one after that is like 82 minutes or 81 minutes. So we're probably getting into like all the craziness.
Well, they weren't going to give the bastard Dave Hill like a gigantic war to write about. He got Samwell jokes to write about.
And he got legitimacy of Jon Snow.
The legitimacy of Jon Snow, which we now know. See, that's been a theory in the whole Song of Ice and Fire fandom for many years.
Did they get married?
Yes, were they married? Is he legitimate or is he a bastard? If they were not married, he's a bastard, does not have a claim better than Dany's. If he's legitimate, not a bastard, his claim is greater than Dany's. So, although really, who needs a claim when you have dragons?
Although the dragons could turn to him.
Would they turn against their mother, though?
One of them might.
That's true. One of them's like, 2 of them might, because they're like, Mom spends all that time with Drogon.
Not only that, and she locked us up, and we didn't even do anything.
Yeah, that's true. It was Drogon who... Anyway, that was a rant we had years ago, but...
That's true.
It's still
stings.
It still stings.
To this day. Of course, we'd love to hear what you thought of this episode. Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming Game of Thrones videos. And don't forget to watch also our breakdown for the preview for next week's episode, which Kenny will be doing with Americ. We'll put the link in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.